The political commentary in The Boys Season 4 has drawn a lot of criticism, but the show's biting satire is nothing new. It appears that the most critical of the fourth season is overlooking important aspects of the first 3 seasons of the show. The Boys Season 4's plot, which Eric Kripke developed for television, is still heavily influenced by the comic book characters Garth Ennis and Derek Robertson created. The titular Vigilante Squad, led by Billy Butcher, Carl Urban, has been facing off against the increasingly insane Homelander, Anthony Starr, and his self-serving, ultra-violent Supes in recent episodes. But the popular superhero satire's 4th installment also adopts a more political stance. The CIA gives the boys the mission of assassinating Victoria Newman, the VP-elect, Claudia Dumet, a cunning and extremely strong superwoman who keeps her mind-blowing abilities hidden from the public. Homelander, meanwhile, is going for Vought. The leader of the Seven even says to his son Ryan that people are just objects to be played with. The Boys Season 4 is more politically heated than ever, from Homelander's public killing of a civilian to Starlight's Erin Moriarty, fierce opposition to Homelander. The Boys has been a sharp critique of right-wing politics and culture ever since it debuted. In the end, the program addresses a variety of issues. The Boys is a satire on celebrity adoration, superhero culture, and the state of politics today. The show never holds back when it comes to exploring the most macabre aspects of human nature. It actually thrives on being upfront and audacious. Supes from Vought served as military stand-ins in Season 1 of The Boys, and the corporation, a sizable media conglomerate, appear to have more political clout than anyone in Washington, D.C. The Boys debuted Stormfront, Aya Cash, a fascist who used her standing in the Seven to propagate her views on white nationalists, in the 2nd season of the program. Stormfront observes that people love what I have to say. When Starlight confronts her, they think it's real. All they like is the word Nazi. That Stormfront comment, which implies that racist ideology are at the core of some political movements, is perhaps the most blunt critique of ultra-right-wing politics. It goes without saying that the show's parody has always existed, even though fictional components have hidden it. It's probable that The Boys' more overtly conservative critique in Season 4 is what's caused such a strong pushback. The 4th installment centers on the American political system, rather than just sometimes dipping its toe into politics. Victoria Newman is but a single aspect of that story. One of the Seven's newest recruits, Firecracker, Valerie Curry, elevates her conspiracy theory podcast to new heights. Vought's influence allows Firecracker to spread more false material, specifically aimed at people who oppose Homelander and Vought. The main focus is on the similarities to the current political environment. The Boys' 4th season has more overt political criticism, which is only fitting given the course of events it started with its debut episode. Homelander was first content to bask in his godlike popularity, but he soon grew weary of it and set out to usurp greater authority from Vought. Nowadays, Vought is essentially a shell of the firm it once was, controlled by Homelander's whims. When a bystander tosses a drink at Ryan, Homelander murders him right away, inspiring spectators to applaud. The conclusion of The Boys Season 3 demonstrates that Homelander is capable of killing someone for a relatively small offense in broad sight. Homelander has no one to answer to. The public pushes him to use his increased hate and violence as a type of platform. Homelander wants to gain more authority and clout as he grows more dissatisfied with his life. Nevertheless, Homelander's goal of taking over the White House was always going to be the final of The Boys. The larger difficulties become more apparent when the stakes are higher. The right-wing criticism that is more overt is linked to story escalation. There has never been a more contentious time for The Boys Season 4 to premiere, as 2024 will be a year of presidential elections in the United States. The circumstances surrounding the show's premiere and the fact that it names drops real-world events and persons give the impression that The Boys Season 4 is emphasizing its political satire rather than highlighting the links between real life and its parody. Having said that, The Boys' terrible audience review for Season 4 is a great illustration of how fans tend to evaluate shows more on their palatable political beliefs than their actual merits. Not just The Boys, but several recently launched television shows have faced criticism for being overly woke,